Hey, I'm Loren Sanders with the Beach Life Group here at Compass in beautiful downtown Encinitas, California. Probably the best place on the planet to live. A little bit biased, probably. Anyway, it's summertime, which is awesome. Kids are getting out of school. Feels like it's been kind of a long year. There's a lot of stuff going on, but anyway, the kids are getting out. Kids are graduating. Congratulations if you have a graduate. We have a college graduate. My daughter just graduated this past week, so we're super excited for her, and I know you're excited for your kids that have graduated as well, so congratulations about that. Another exciting thing for me, if you happen to live in San Diego a long time and you follow the Padres, this is a good season so far. Padres are tied for first place with the Dodgers, and so that's good news. Again, like I said, it's summer. The water's warm, the waves are here, anyway, it's warmer, there's sun, it's a great place to live. I'm grateful to live here in San Diego. And let's talk about what's going on for our June market update here in North San Diego coastal markets. I'm also going to talk about some other things going on nationally because they affect what's going on here. But so let's kick right off with what happened today. The Federal Reserve raised rates. Interest rates 3/4 of a point. What does that mean? Well, really, the mortgage market has been pricing these raises in already, and so the 3/4 of a point was kind of a big deal today because it's the largest. 3/4 is the biggest jump they've had since 1994 in a single raise, so that part's kind of big. But mortgage rates have gone from 3.4% to 6.28% from December to right now. So mortgage rates have already been pricing in all this stuff. And other bonds have been pricing these things in. The other talk that you hear, if you watch the news, read the paper, if you're alive, you hear the talk of inflation, or you feel it. You go to the gas pump, you feel it. Gas is twice as much. There's a lot of talk about inflation, which they say will cause a recession, which may cause housing. They think there's a housing bubble potentially. There's a lot of things that housing ties into all of these things, and people are calling it a bubble. They're saying it's going to crash real estate. What I would say is, as far as inflation goes, real estate historically is a hedge against inflation. So if you own real estate or you're thinking of buying it, it is a hedge against inflation. Here are some of the facts also about what's gone on with recessions. Check me out on Google if you want on this. The last 6 recessions, 4 of those prices have gone up for real estate. And then one of them, it was only down 1.9%. So really 5 of 6 of these flat to up, and 5 or 6% in some of those cases. The only one we were down in was a recession caused by real estate and the mortgage market. So what else is going on? So for San Diego, North County specific, we're up 30% on inventory, and that's 1.3 months supply. For some numbers on that, we've come from half a month supply parts of this year and spent a lot of time at about a month supply or under a month supply. So the added inventory is welcome in many cases. But anyway, for the past 10 years, if you look at our marketplace in North San Diego County, we've averaged between 2 and 4 months supply. So we're still low on the inventory part. So at least at this point, I guess the good news on the inventory is that there is some more opportunities for buyers. And so maybe you can find the home you want right now where you couldn't 6 months ago. The other thing, if you listen to the news, get too tied into that, it sounds a lot worse than things are. On the ground here in San Diego, it's just not the case that we're crashing or that there's a big bubble, because there still isn't that much inventory. And so the things to watch, if that's a concern of yours, is to watch the market time of homes listings, the inventory levels, and month supply of inventory is the way we look at that. And then price reductions. Price reductions are what lead to these other things. So if you see a lot of those, which we are seeing some of, and when a market starts to turn a little bit, that happens because people have unrealistic expectations of the price, sometimes not based on comparables when they put their house on the market. So having said all of that right now, the asking price for your home right now, if you're thinking of selling, is very critical. The price you put on it, the condition, If you're getting ready to sell your home right now, make sure it shines and it looks great and the price is right, and you'll sell your home quickly. That's the bottom line for the market right now still. One thing I don't hear much about, at least haven't heard a whole lot about it, is I think part of what's gone on with our housing, where we were up last year 30-something% here on the coast, is that San Diego's getting repriced compared to LA and the Bay Area and some of these other areas where there's higher price real estate. In a world where you can work anywhere, why not work in San Diego, right? So some of our price increases have come from people moving from those kind of areas and pushing prices up. So let's look at the North Coastal market from Del Mar to Oceanside is basically what I'm talking about. The numbers right now are, we've got 276 active listings, and that's down about 17% year to date. The number versus last year to date, same time frame. The median asking price though is $1,577,500, so pretty hefty price. Pending sales are down 18.4% versus last year. It'll be interesting to see what happens as more inventory comes in. We've had 1,028 homes close escrow this year, so far year to date, which is down 18.6%. Some of that's from a lack of inventory. But also when we look at what home prices have done, they're up 5% from last year, same time frame. And the other thing to note is they're selling so far year to date for 107.1% of list sale to asking price to list price to sales price. Easy for me to say. Anyway, they're selling for over what the market price is when they're listed at a pretty hefty clip. Now I've done some added research to kind of look at this recent last month and to see what list price to sale prices are coming in at, and it's 102.3% right now. So they're seeing some moderation here. For a historical context on that, the past 10 years, we basically sold list to sale price in a range of 94% to about 98%. And so in my mind, we're going to see some prices adjusting, deceleration, and in some areas they're going to drop a little bit. So the challenge for many that if you haven't been in the market long is it's going to feel like it's very difficult and it's a bad market right now. But really, we're just going back to a more normal market, which will be good for everybody, I think, long term. I mean, we couldn't stay at that unreal pace forever. So if you're thinking of buying or selling a house and you want to sit down with somebody that's got 32 years experience and has seen a bunch of different markets, hey, I'd like to apply for the job. I'd love to sit down and talk to you about either your buying or selling decision and see if it makes sense for you. I can help bring the numbers in and some context to your specific neighborhood. For instance, the inventory is actually down in Encinitas, which is where our office is, even though in North County Coastal as a whole, inventory is up. So every area is different and it's really hyper-local, this real estate market. So make sure you know what's happening in your specific neighborhood. And if you want to do that, I'm happy to help. Loren Sanders Beach Life Group, 760-583-7100. That is the June market update. Thank you so much for watching it. Made it under 10 minutes. And hey, I look forward to talking to you next month about what's going on in our local real estate market.